Hey everyone, today we're going to take a quick look at the new Spyderco Essenza. This is a collaboration with Fox Knives out of Italy, and so you can put together that Essenza and Italy means that Essenza is Italian, and it means essence, and that kind of falls in line with the knife that this is based off of, which is the Fox CHNOPS? CHNOPS? It's interesting. It's not really a real word. Each letter represents the 6 most common elements found in living organisms, so in case you were curious where that name came from, I have not had a chance to hold the original CHNOPS or CHNOPS, but from what I've seen, it is the same size if you're familiar with it. This one, of course, just has the Spyderco round hole instead of the front flipper that the original came with. And before we get into specs, I want to do some other size comparisons just to give you an idea. This was immediately the first one that I thought of. This is the Boker Plus Kwaiken Mini. I think the blade shape and overall size is dang near identical. So if you've ever held one, you kind of know what you're getting here. And then another one is, I kind of want to place it here between the Mini as well as the full-size Osborne, just so that you can see it really falls right between them. So if you like this thinner aluminum handle construction for an EDC, but you were looking for something right in the middle, this is a decent option for you. But now we can actually take a look at the blade up here itself. You can see it has a very nice satin finish. It's almost like a polished satin finish on here, and that is a flat grind. And this one is using N690Co. So if you're unfamiliar with that steel, it's basically like a European version of VG10 steel, but it has cobalt and more chromium, so it's kind of just like a super stainless steel, which I know a lot of people really appreciate in an EDC. And then moving down to the pivot, this one does have ball bearings, so you get a super smooth, glassy deployment every single time. You can, of course, like you just saw Spidey flick, or thumb roll it open, and then you can see there it is using a liner lock, and you can see it has really good lockup on here. And while we're looking at that liner, I'll go ahead and try and get some close-up footage of the inside to show you that it does have full stainless steel skeletonized liners in there. So that'll add a bit of weight, but it also just gives you a super solid knife as well. And then, of course, on the outside, you can see this really nice contoured around the edges black anodized aluminum handle. So that is 2 slabs of aluminum on either side. And then if you flip it onto the spine and on the bottom here, you can see there's another piece of aluminum for like this butt cap here. So it's kind of like a 3-piece construction that is held together using stainless steel Torx hardware on either side. And then one of my favorite parts about this is this really nice pocket clip. So you can see it is like super deep carry, and you can totally flip that around if you want to lefty carry this. Again, it is a liner lock, so you still have to disengage it, which is a little weird, but I'm not a lefty and I can do it. And I know a lot of lefties out there are just at this point very used to disengaging righty liner locks, so that shouldn't be too big of a problem. So with it closed here, you can see it really has that sleek gentleman profile, all except for that Spyderco round hole that does jut out quite a bit. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it really just does give you a super easy deployment, and of course, it acting as like a thumb ramp here for piercing tasks. Like, it just feels great. You can also use this swoop here if you're doing any slicing like push cuts. It is ergonomically very comfortable, and I really like the feel of this one. When I first saw it, it caught my eye because, again, it immediately made me think of the Boker Kwaiken, which is one of my favorite styles of knife, something that you could carry in even like a formal setting. And I think this really keeps a lot of that, but of course is just a little bit more EDC focused, having that Spyderco round hole there for deployment. And last but certainly not least, I wanted to go ahead and bring in a ruler so that we can take a look at the overall length here. You can see that blade's at about 3 1/4 inches, but about 3 1/8 of that is going to be your cutting edge. And then your overall length is just over 7 1/4. And I wanted to also go ahead and bring in a scale here so that we can check out the weight. So it's not too heavy, not too light, about 3.3 ounces. Go ahead and compare that to a couple other ones. About 2.9 for the Boker Huaycan. Also about 2.9 for the Osborne, so a little bit heavier. Again, this does have a decent amount of stainless steel on it with those nested stainless steel liners in there. And then that extra hump for the round hole probably also adds a bit. But that just about wraps it up. So I would love to know your thoughts on the Essenza here in the comments below. As always, if you're wanting to pick one of these up or just look at even more specs, the links down in the description box will take you on over to gpknives.com. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and stay sharp.